Okay, I just wanted to make a video because I don't know, I've just been struggling with things, and my favorite YouTuber who teaches me a lot, shout out Sarah K, shout out to my 15 subscribers, but yeah, Sarah, I don't know, her recent video, she was talking about codependency and growing up with alcoholics, like as caretakers, like the alcoholics being your caretakers, parents, whatever, and how that can make you kind of a caretaker as a child without knowing it. And I was doing more research on this, and I don't even know what I'm just gonna talk all about it, and it's gonna be some personal experience too. It's crazy how like I mentioned before in my trauma video, it's crazy how in your most malleable states you are like conditioned so deeply internally that it impacts every decision. So okay, so Sarah mentioned in her video, definitely gonna tag the video because it's what inspired all of this and messaging her and stuff. Please watch her videos, like she helps me so much. But she was discussing codependency. She was discussing she mentioned something like Children of Alcoholics, I think it was called, and I started listening to some of those, and I was like, wow, like I really resonate with this. And then I started looking into the Children of Alcoholics thing is like people basically sharing their stories, their feelings, and how growing up that way impacted them in a lot of ways that are hard for anybody to see, like except maybe like a professional, but like it's hard to self-heal those wounds or even self-recognize those wounds. Like it's really difficult because your childhood is what you grow up with, like it's what you're comfortable with, it's what you're initially told, like this is right, this is safe, this is how it should be, this is my role as a child right now. Yeah, so I don't know, I guess I just want to talk about growing up with an addict parent, I guess, because that would probably make me feel better. And that's what this YouTube is. So yeah, I was researching other people's stories, and basically I mostly was watching the Children of Alcoholics, but I also watched some videos of and podcasts of children of addicts and stuff. So yeah, it's basically just their stories. And when I realized the most common theme in all of them is that because when you're growing up with someone who, it's kind of hard because you have to kind of know addiction to be able to describe it, but when you're growing up with somebody who doesn't have the capability to be open with you as their child, doesn't have the capability to physically even control themselves sometimes, or control what they say, when you grow up being neglected, because in one way or another, growing up with an addict parent or an alcoholic parent, you're being abused, or at least neglected, and it's almost, in my case, it was completely, I feel like, unintentional, the abuse and neglect, and I didn't even realize it was abuse and neglect until looking back. It's like, oh, I was taking care of an adult man, and yeah, you just realize when you look back how messed up it is when you're a child, And like the thing is, like, I guess I'll share some of my stories, maybe that would help people. But first, being in that situation as a child for your entire childhood, literally nonstop, it brings this like internal thought process in you that this is my role, like, for life, like, this is who I am. Like, you don't get that opportunity to learn to genuinely self-love and genuinely, like, I don't know, just like focus. Like, you don't get to learn how to self-love when you're in that position as a child, because you just don't have the time for it. You don't understand it. You don't see self-love around you. Like, it's something that as a child you have to learn everything important, and when you're around that, you're learning all the wrong things, and it's on accident a lot of times, because who wants to be a drug addict? Like, no one. Obviously these parents, like, were never trying, hopefully, at least mine wasn't ever trying to hurt, like, their children, but psychologically, mentally, it's like a lifelong damage, and it keeps you in this loop of, this is my position. I noticed in a lot of the children of alcoholics and children of addicts podcasts and videos that I watched, that they were saying they all felt unlovable. And as a child, literally since age 7, I can remember, like, just like knowing, like, I'm completely unlovable. Nobody is ever gonna love me. And I still feel that sometimes, like, regularly. And I'm almost 19 years old now. That was a common side effect from a lot of people who grew up with addict parents, because you know that they love you, at least from my experience and what I've, like, heard the other people who experience the same feeling of being unlovable. I think it's because you know that they love you, but they aren't capable of being a good parent. They aren't capable of even taking care of themselves. They aren't capable of, like, being there for you, like, completely. No matter how hard they can try, like, there's not. Children who grew up with addict parents and or abusive parents, like, it's just not, it's near impossible to build a strong relationship with them. Not that it's not hard enough to already build a strong relationship with your parents if they're, like, normal, clean, sober, like, good parents. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Some of my experiences growing up with an addict parent, it was non-stop stress, and I kind of feel like it's what gave me my panic disorder, to be honest. It was non-stop, like, he's gonna die any second. I mean, he did eventually, but
power off.
That was so loud. But yeah, it's like, I don't even know, I guess I won't get into too much detail, but I think it would help to get some stuff out and, like, help me and also maybe help anyone else who's dealing with this right now, or, like, has dealt with this and, like, needs to cope with this but doesn't even know they need to cope with this. That's the thing about trauma, all types of trauma. Like, I guess this video is specifically, like, trauma with growing up with a addict parent, but all types of trauma, their side effects can sneak up on you. Like, you cannot even realize the impacts they can have on you. Yeah. My father, I just had to take care of him a lot. He would pass out at the wheel. We would crash a lot. He would be nodding off all the time, and as a child, that's terrifying. Like, as a child who's never seen that, that's terrifying. And a vivid memory that I will never forget. Several. I had found some of his stuff before, his drugs. And when you're a kid, everything is scarier. When you don't know what's going on, everything is scarier. And then when you grow up, it's less scary, but you realize what's going on, what went on, and how that's impacting you now, and that becomes the scary part. But, yeah, he would say a lot of things he didn't mean. I could tell he didn't mean. He, had a bunch of seizures, a bunch of overdoses. He didn't treat my mom how she should have been treated. And another cycle that I found that I think I developed from this was, or probably anybody who grew up with an addict parent, is you become attracted to it sounds dumb, and Sarah also mentioned this in her video, but you become attracted to that toxicity, or that, yeah, pretty much that role that you felt so conditioned to be in. You can recognize it, you can go back, work on it, you can, if you really spend the time on this, you can break that internal rule within yourself that I swear, is probably there if you grew up with an addict parent, even if you don't realize it. But with a lot of work and healing, you can change that role for yourself. What I realized is the role I kind of like had put myself in was, I'm here to love everybody, which that's a positive. I'm still 100% down with that. I'm here to love everybody and show everybody love and help everybody however I can. But I was convinced that I was in this role that I didn't deserve respect, didn't need any help from anybody ever. That I was there to be the one respecting and helping and loving and doing everything. So because of that role I found myself attracted to not some good people. First it was bad friends, then some bad boyfriends, people with NPD. I realized I become attracted to, like, I'm not talking about dating, it has been with dating in the past, but in relationships in general, like friendships, narcissists, not diagnosed, but like textbook narcissists. I've found that I'm attracted to like trying to help them. Sorry, but the thing is, narcissists cannot, they're not capable of having a genuine relationship, because I'm talking about real narcissists, because, like, not people who just have, like, narcissistic tendencies, you know what I mean, like textbook definition of narcissist, or, like, a psychiatrist definition. They're not capable of having any real relationships, because they, narcissists, have a lot of fear in them, and although they put themselves first, that's what brings the fear, and the fear is being open in a narcissist. Narcissists are scared of honesty. They're scared of really letting people get to know them, and that makes it impossible to have a genuine relationship with someone, like putting on a facade constantly. So yeah, I've realized I've kind of been attracted to narcissists, people with NPD, which is not healthy. See, step one, recognizing this, not healthy. But I've kind of been realizing how much more respect I deserve, and how much further I can go if I really just like sit here and just talk about it. Even just like clears my mind, makes me feel better, and hopefully helps or comforts someone else. So like, yeah, we're not stuck in these positions that growing up with addicts has left us in. We're not stuck ever. Like, we can always do something. If anyone wants to talk to me about this, you can DM me on Instagram. I'll link in the description, or comment. I love talking about this stuff. I'm not an expert, obviously, and this video is mostly just things I learned. If anyone and some things I experienced, and if anybody wants to share their experiences or tell me things they know about this, I would love to hear it. Please DM me, please comment. Yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you for watching. This was like a reliever for me. So yeah, bye. Thanks.